Hello YouTube, so in this video I'm going to be comparing the Sony ZV-1 versus the DJI Osmo Pocket. I'm going to share with you some footage in 4K 24p and also 1080p in 24p. And in terms of audio, we're going to use the built-in mics, and the only thing I'm going to do is to use the dead cat on the Osmo Pocket and also the dead cat provided with the Sony ZV-1. Et voila! So now enjoy the footage and please share your comments and your questions in the comment section below. Take care! Oh, and one more thing. A bit later, I'm going to show you some footage with the wide-angle adapter for the DJI Osmo Pocket and also the wide-angle adapter that I reviewed recently for the Sony ZV-1. And that comparison, my friends, will be pretty interesting. Enjoy! Okay, so now we're going to start in 4K 24p. I feel a bit like Casey from Camera Conspiracies. It's pretty hard to vlog with one device on each hand. So the DJI Osmo Pocket has got the face tracking activated, which means that it follows me nicely. And the Sony ZV-1, no face tracking like from a gimbal standpoint, of course, but the eye autofocus is on, so it should do a very good job tracking me and not losing focus. Because the weather is terrible in the UK, it's very grey, but at the same time it's very bright. I'm using the ND filter, the built-in one in the Sony ZV-1, but to make sure that the footage looks okay, I'm also in aperture priority mode for video. So I'm at 1.8 on the Sony ZV-1 and it should be able to adapt the shutter speed and the ISO on its own. So it won't be as cinematic as it could be on the Sony ZV-1 because I could have set it up the shutter speed to 1/50th of a second, but then my exposure would be all over the place despite the integrated ND filter, which is not strong enough when the weather is very bright. And the DJI Osmo Pocket is in Pro mode 4K 24p, so this is what you get. The beauty of the Sony is that it's supposed to adapt exposure on my face, so when it gets darker, it should do a decently good job. My arms are not fully extended, but they're like probably 3/4 of the way, and I'm using a very small Manfrotto mini tripod for the Sony ZV-1. The ground here in Kensington Gardens is a bit bumpy and full with potholes, so I will give you a good idea of how the footage looks like. Considering that I'm not walking really like a ninja now, I'm just trying not to fall my face first on the ground. So how does it look like? Also the audio, how does it sound? Again, using the built-in mics and a wind muff or dead cat for the Osmo Pocket and also for the Sony ZV-1. So please share your comments in the comment section below. Okay, and now we are in 1080p, still 24p. So do you notice a difference? First of all, in terms of crop for the Sony ZV-1, not too sure, maybe it's slightly wider than in 4K. And of course on the Osmo Pocket shouldn't change much. I keep losing the face tracking on the Osmo, but it should work. And again, let's go somewhere a bit darker. In the tree. Still lost the face tracking. That's weird. Anyway, the Sony should be doing a good job exposing for my face. That's pretty cool. Again, with 1080p 24p. And the eye autofocus works super well on the Sony, so let's do something a bit special. That's the shot. I think Casey would like that, would be proud of me, no? Eye autofocus still on. Pretty cool. And here the Osmo Pocket totally lost me anyway. Doesn't know what to track, so... And now the face tracking is back, so at last, Osmo Pocket, at last. So that should give you a good idea of, again, what to expect and how it compares in terms of video quality and in terms of stabilization and of course in terms of field of view. Okay, and now that's possibly a game changer. I'm using wide-angle lenses adapted to both devices. So tell me what you think. Again, I didn't change the position of my hands and arms, right? But now it gives me a much wider field of view on both devices, and I think that the DJI Osmo Pocket is still wider, but we're still in 4K now, 24p on the Sony ZV-1, and I believe it gives you a much more decent field of view for vlogging. And now if I extend my arms, right, it's fully extended. So imagine if I had an extendable mini tripod. And I confirm that the eye autofocus is working well with the wide angle lens. Let's go somewhere darker again, just to give you another opportunity to check the Sony ZV-1's ability to expose your face properly. That's when you realize that what Casey does, camera conspiracy, is pretty hard actually. The DJI Osmo Pocket has got me, and the ZV-1 is doing a good job, I believe. And again, it got my eye. Pretty cool, no? Et voilà! So if you enjoyed watching this video, if you found it useful, please give me a big thumbs up and please consider subscribing for a lot more videos on the ZV-1. As I've got two goals for those videos. One is to help you decide, special effects, if the ZV-1 is the right camera for you. And also I'd like to help you make the most of your brand new ZV-1. Fantastic special effects here. And in the meantime, I see you in the next video. Thank you guys, bye!